What if the incredible powers and abilities we see in comics and movies weren't just fantasy, but actually possible? I am on a mission today to prove that some of your favorite heroes could actually walk among us. So number 10, the obvious choice, Batman. Batman's specific look and his endless supply of random gadgets might be hard to recreate, but the training and determination for justice to prevail are absolutely something the average person has access to. The idea of a man training with some of the greatest martial arts masters in the world and keeping himself in peak physical condition aren't really that unrealistic, especially if that person is rich and doesn't need to worry about paying bills because they are rich. The Bruce Wayne cover-up identity is also completely plausible. Paris Hilton did it. She made everyone think that she was an airhead while she was building her empire on that very persona, getting rich, and she went to the Supreme Court. An argument against IRL Batman used to be, yeah, anybody with $1 billion, determination for justice, and no therapist in sight could totally become Batman. But it's not realistic for the average man. And then DC saw that and raised you absolute Batman, an average college student with few dollars, determination for justice, and no therapist in sight. I mean, at this point, with the way things are going, I'm shocked no one has decided to become the Dark Knight again. And I do say again, because it actually kind of happened in London back in 2015. A vigilante deemed the Bromley Batman was seen on a couple occasions thwarting criminals in an all-black outfit. Of course, he didn't seem to have any themed gadgets, a batsuit armor, or shark repellent on him, but still, a man dressed in all black flexing his martial arts skills to help the vulnerable, I'm familiar with that story. Honestly, most of the Bat family could probably exist in this day and age. Number 9, Spider-Man. Spider-Man could exist in the real world, and stick with me. Okay, so the spider bite thing, that's not happening. But the idea of a highly flexible man that is strong, has really good reflexes, and wears a colorful little outfit, that is more than plausible. Just buy a ticket to Cirque du Soleil. Now, the lack of healing factor is not ideal, but the suit could just get some armor added to it or something like that. The other thing that might pose an issue is the webs. Obviously, organic webbing is not something that a real person will be able to do, and I would actually argue they shouldn't, but I raise you, not every Peter had the organic webs either. Some of them built that using science, so theoretically speaking, we could too. There is actually a guy on TikTok that I think did create his own version of web shooters that are fully functional. We might be closer to a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man than we thought. Number 8, we are sticking to the streets of New York with Daredevil. Daredevil could appear in the real world. In the Marvel Universe, Daredevil is blind and he has his other senses heightened in an accident. A truck spills a bunch of radioactive isotopes on him and boom, superhero. Of course, should that same accident happen to someone in the real world, I fear it would yield very different results, the kind of results that get a funeral home booked. However, it would not be wrong to think that someone could successfully train their body to pay extra attention to the other senses than sight. Further than that, a person could get tech advancements like hearing aids or something to artificially enhance those other senses. Matt has exceptional martial arts skills, and with the right training and teachers, this is a feat achievable by anybody. As for Matt's lawyer gig, yeah, anyone has the potential to become a really good lawyer. What? It's hard? At number 7, we have a duo because, while there are many differences between the two men, they have the same power. Green Arrow and Hawkeye. A really skilled, rich archer, that can happen. Now, I personally have used a bow and arrow, and I'm not gonna pretend like it was easy, but mastering the bow and arrow is an achievable human feat. Don't believe me? Oliver Queen, Hawkeye, and all their arrow sidekicks are all regular humans. They are ridiculously strong, talented, and focused people, but people nonetheless. Should you want to become a superhero archer, you would also need some level of scientific or engineering knowledge, because regular arrows are neat, but the tricked out arrows with little explosives on the end, those are way cooler. The most unrealistic part about all this though, is that they never seem to run out of those arrows. Number 6, Lorna the Jungle Queen. Lorna the Jungle Queen could absolutely come to life. This is kind of an obscure pick, but she's just a girl who grew up in the jungle, and I fear that is something that can absolutely happen and is happening. Hard to do, but not impossible. For anyone unfamiliar with her game, Lorna is a regular girl that forced herself to learn how to become the best hunter and fighter ever after the death of her parents. Her mother by unspecified means because it was the 50s, and her father by a lion because it was the 50s. Lorna has had opportunities to use more modern weapons like firearms, explosives, etc. She just prefers to use a spear. Honestly, I think someone like this already does exist out in the world, and I would love to meet her. Number 5, Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes is operating at the highest level a human can and has a healing factor, but let's be real, Bucky's special thing is his arm. The idea of an advanced prosthetic is not really out of reach anymore. Once upon a time, a robotic arm that responds perfectly to the cues from the body and is really strong and can be run through the dishwasher, Thunderbolt's reference, reference for anyone that cares, that seemed impossible. But with today's technology, we are closer than ever. They already have a prosthetic thumb ready to go. Scientists from Cambridge University successfully created a controllable prosthetic thumb in 2022, and science advances every day. What is not yet possible would be merging the robotic limb with the physical body the way that it seems to be done for Bucky. So we probably won't be getting a real-life Winter Soldier right away, so let's give it a decade and then check back in. Number 4, the Punisher. The ultimate just a guy in the Marvel Universe. It's incredible what the Punisher is able to do despite being a regular human being. No enhancements, no impenetrable skin, literally just training, conditioning, and anger. A vigilante relying on military training, firearms expertise, and tactical skills, no superpowers, just human skills and determination. He has been described as having an oddly high pain tolerance, but hey, that's just one more thing to train. While it would be a punishing experience to have to go through all the training to become the Punisher, it is probably more doable and potentially safer than some of the other Marvel heroes. Also, there is someone out there with like Punisher level marksmanship already. Do you remember that guy from the Olympics last year that showed up with no equipment, hand in the pocket, and took second place and then had everyone convinced that he didn't get first on purpose so that no one would catch on to him? If anyone on Earth could become a superhero tomorrow, it would be that man. Number 3, Black Widow. Black Widow could plausibly exist in real life because she possesses no cosmic powers, but rather is a peak human athlete and highly trained spy. Of course, she does have a version of a super soldier serum, but she would be very powerful without it, so let's just like throw that out the window. Her physical abilities, to an extent, are the result of intense training in various martial arts combined with gymnastics, acrobatics, and ballet, which are all achievable disciplines for an elite human performer. Additionally, her expertise in espionage, multiple languages, and use of advanced but realistic tech like her electrified bracelets and concealed weapons make her a highly effective operative without requiring the supernatural abilities. The concept of biochemical modification to enhance human performance, while fictional in her case, it parallels real-world research into performance-enhancing substances and training regimens. Thus, a highly skilled, physically and mentally conditioned individual like Black Widow could exist, especially as a product of specialized training and enhancement programs akin to elite military or intelligence operatives. Black Widow, and just like the entire Red Room situation in general, that could absolutely happen in real life. Would that be ethical? No, of course not. Possible though? Yes, unfortunately. Number 2, Captain America. Captain America could and has, to an extent, existed in the real world. Hear me out. We will get to the super soldier serum in a second, but really, that serum is only half of what it takes to be Captain America. More important than anything else, you just need to be a good person. And though it might not seem like it, there are good people out in the world, I promise. Captain America's determination to do what is right and for freedom to prevail no matter who he is up against are foundational for his character. Sam Wilson as Captain America proved in Brave New World that it is possible for a regular, unenhanced person to become the hero. Of course, he does have a fancy high-tech suit to protect him, but as technology continues to advance, that hardly seems like a hindrance anymore. To address the elephant in the room though, while we do not, by any means, have a super soldier serum, we do have things like steroids and other substances that artificially strengthen the body. And finally, taking the top spot, Iron Man. Iron Man could theoretically exist in real life due to rapid advancements in several key technologies that parallel those depicted in his suit. Modern powered exoskeletons are already enhance human strength and endurance, and jet suit technology enables personal flight, albeit with like limited range and duration. Lightweight, durable materials such as titanium nickel alloys are being explored to create armor that balances protection with shock absorption to safeguard the wearer. Heads-up displays and integrated control systems similar to those in current jet suits provide real-time data and navigation assistance. Although a compact, high-output power source like Tony Stark's fictional arc reactor, that remains elusive, but ongoing research in battery technology and fusion reactors hints at future possibilities. Challenges do remain though, including managing immense energy demands, heat dissipation, and protection against high g-force and impact speeds, but incremental progress in robotics, materials sciences, and energy storage suggests that a functional Iron Man-like suit could eventually be developed, especially if military and commercial efforts intensify. While the full suite of capabilities seen in the movies is still beyond reach, many components are becoming increasingly feasible, making the concept of Iron Man closer to reality than pure fantasy. And the funny thing is, we're actually getting dangerously close to a certain billionaire becoming Iron Man, and we are all just desperately hoping he doesn't. But what do you think? Let us know which hero you think could exist in the real world, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye, nerds!